We're here braving the South Florida heat in mid-August for Stocky's Scorcher Scorpyd Extreme Crossbow. I'm going to go over a few things with the crossbow while my assistant Rudy over here is downrange setting up the target. Say hi, Rudy.
Hey guys.
Rudy put a target at 10, put another one at 20, and another one at 40 to start. And let's go. Please note the proper scope position on your crossbow. This is the Hawke SB30 Pro SR Reticle. It gives you aiming points all the way out to 100 yards. Okay, now we're ready to shoot. So let's cock the crossbow. You'll need to pay special attention to the factory DVD to learn the correct cocking and safety procedures. And please wear shoes. Wearing flip-flops is a great way to smash your toes if you lose your grip. Snap the capture knock directly onto the serving. You'll hear that snap when it's fully seated. And now I'll put one through the chronograph at 10 yards just to make sure we're on the paper and to see how fast it's shooting. Now we'll adjust the scope to make sure we're on at 10 yards. And we'll also notice 431 feet per second with a 430 grain arrow. Okay, so we've made the necessary adjustments to the scope. Now we're going to move the target back to 20 yards and shoot a 3-shot group, starting with the 9-ball, then the 7-ball, and now the 5-ball. So as you can see, if we would have shot those at the same ball, we'd have 3 damaged arrows. Quick verification at 40 yards. Now we move back to 60, and we'll shoot a 3-shot group. As you can see, we're pretty much dead on with field points at 60 yards, so let's get serious with some broadheads. So what we're going to do now is spin some broadheads. It's a very simple process. You simply install a broadhead on your arrow, put it on the arrow spinner, and then turn it. Now if you notice very closely on this particular broadhead, there's a couple thousandths run out. If you look at the very point of the broadhead as it's spinning on the spinner, you'll notice a slight wobble. That's not acceptable. What we'll do is we'll try that broadhead on a different arrow, and we're going to keep going through this process until we get as many arrows as we care to hunt with or shoot with today spun perfectly concentric with the shaft. Now we're going to move back to 60 yards and check our sighting with the broadheads. We know the field points are pretty close, but the broadheads typically shoot to a different point of impact, as you can see. Let's make the necessary scope adjustments and go to 80 yards. Fire in the hole. Well, we see that shot at 80 yards went considerably low, but we can take care of that with our Hawke SB30 SR Pro scope. You'll notice that we've had the velocity power ring adjustment on the scope set for 430 feet per second, the normal chronograph velocity. We're going to move it down now to 410 feet per second just to bring that point of impact up at 80 yards, somewhere close to the bull. Once we get on at 80 yards, then we can do our final sighting at 100. Well, hey folks, we're back here the next morning. We're going to do some more shooting and verify that our bow is in. We left off at 80 yards yesterday. We want to verify at 40 and 60, and then we're going back to 80 and 100. Okay, now here we are back at the range, and Rudy is waxing the string so we can start a day's worth of shooting. He's going to focus on the serving, where the cross strings go through the barrel of the stock, and on the top of the barrel itself. Lubricating the top of the barrel makes it much easier for your string to slide down it. Okay, we nailed it at 40, so now we're on to 60. $80 yards. 80 yards, number 2. So here's those 2 shots at 80 yards. The second shot cut the fletching right off the first shot. Really shouldn't be shooting at the same bulls on all of those. But I'd say it's time to move on to 100. Here we go, 100 yards. As you can see, that last shot went just a tad high at 100, so we're going to turn to the power ring on the Hawke SB30 scope and dial it from 410 to about 425 feet per second to handle that. Okay, so we dialed the scope and we're going to take another shot and see if it brings that elevation down. We just dialed the power ring on the scope, the Hawke SB30, and we're just a little below the bull. Complete penetration at 100 yards. Here's another view of that reticle with its aiming points. Well, folks, that'll do it. We're dialed in at 100 yards. Just to recap. First, we made sure we were on at 10. Still using the field points, we went out to 20. Then we had a quick verification of 0 at 40 yards. Then we went out to 60 yards with the field points. We then installed some broadheads on the same shafts. Then we tested the 0 with the broadheads at 60 yards and made the necessary adjustments. Once we were happy with 60 yards, we went and took a shot at 80 yards. We noticed it went way low, so we adjusted the elevation using the power ring on the Hawke SB30 scope, setting it to 410 feet per second for another shot. That put us acceptably close to the 80-yard bull, but since the wind was picking up, we weren't confident in our windage adjustments, so we decided to call it quits and come back the next morning. Back on the range, we did a quick verification at 40, 60, and then we put 2 shots downrange at 80. Since the 80-yard shots essentially Robin Hooded each other, we felt very confident that we could now move out to 100 yards. So we let another one loose at 100 and noticed the shots were going just a tad high, so we went back to the Hawke power ring to dial the elevation down just a little bit by moving the scope up to about 425 feet per second, which put it essentially dead on at 100 yards. There, you'll see how easy it is to set your Stocky Scorcher crossbow up to confidently make kills all the way out to 100 yards. If you visit our website at StockysScorcher.com, you'll see we sell not only the crossbow, but we also have great deals on packages that come complete with arrows and the Hawke scopes. So thanks for stopping by. This is Stocky signing out for now. Have a great day.